Hi, we're back. We're watching a ZvZ on Abiogenesis. It's Zombie Grub and Maynard casting, and thank you to Miracles with 1,000 bits as we watch one early pool unfold. Oh boy. In the top left, as the orange Zerg, he is Impact.
And then in the bottom right, the red Zerg with the sick hair. This is Leenock.
Yeah, sick hair, man. Is it still purple? Is it pink?
I think it's like pinky platinum now.
Oh boy. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, he does what he wants. So Leenock is going for a hatch first in this, and I'm sure that he's more than aware that there's the possibility of an early pull. Impact's been playing pretty aggressive in this matchup overall, I think. Like, I got past him last week in a pretty epic ZvZ, and he was aggressive like 5 out of 7 games, something like that. So this is not too shocking for me to see, and it's Abiogenesis. It is a gasless early pull, though, so there's not much committal to this. Yeah,
this is going to transition nicely into a macro build, but I mean, he could still kill the hatchery, though. The rush distance is so short, and Leenock's going to have to pull drones if he wants to save it, I think. It's going to be a little touch and go.
Yeah, a little bit. But if he does it right, he'll only lose like 1 or 2 drones. And so I haven't seen someone really fail this in a while, it feels. So I think Leenock's going to be okay. He is going for a gas, so he's already halfway to speed, and he'll be able to get control back, even if he does lose this hatchery, but he should really try and save it.
Yeah, I feel like 9 times out of 10 I see a Zerg just pull drones and fight this, but maybe just wait for the first few lings to hatch out before they do it. He has got a couple, but he is still taking his time here. Those lings are getting that hatchery real low. Oh boy. Yeah.
I think this is the difference of not just like an earlier pull by 1 drone, but also the map. You know, if this is an acid plant, that hatchery still has half its life left over when the lings pop out. So that does suck for the defending player. Leenock has to just, as I said, like get control back with speed while he gets his hatchery up. And he's like temporarily up in drones anyway, but he'll start falling behind.
Now, these 2 lings hatching in the front of 1,000 teeth and claws. And probably not going to live. But he has got him boxed up against the wall here. It looks like the ling advantage is still in Impact's favor, though. So Leenock actually can't fight really without speed or getting better numbers. Baneling Nest is a follow-up as well from Leenock, so
yeah,
probably going to put on some counter-aggression. Yeah,
that's okay. That's a bold move, but it could work out really well. Leenock might still end up banking a bit. Yeah, okay, he goes for the hatchery. But there's a high chance that he actually does something with these lings and banelings. Of course, speed's going to kick in, eventually just run away from this scuffle, and Impact's got to really just think about what Leenock's options are and how he's going to defend. Without his own gas, he does have more minerals than usual, so he has more queens than maybe usual, and his spine crawlers with town is not a big deal for him with so many more drones, but he still wants to have some lings just to provide fodder. Ideally, you don't get hit by the banelings, but then after that's all said and done, you can try and help the queens out.
The Overlord here of Impact sees those banelings being morphed. Speed has kicked in here for Leenock's drone lings, and he's looking for that opening, but the queens are blocked off the main ramp, and these 2 queens with the spine crawler and even a second spine crawler on the way in the natural, it looks pretty locked down. It's going to be tough for him to get a really good trade here as Leenock.
Yeah, he's actually starting to drone already, realizing this might not go in his favor. There's already a pre-split of lings from Impact, so these banelings just going to go for the spine crawler, but the other one's almost done.
The other one is almost done. He gets to wrap around it, though.
Uh-oh.
And no cancel. That's a pick off there. So the spines are gone. He still has these 2 banelings alive. They're very low on hit points. Leaves the main door open, and they're in.
Impacts. That second spine crawler not being finished, man. No transfuses on it. And is going to be taking damage here. I mean, he's building lings. These could have been more drones. Should have been more drones. Loses 3, which is not enough quite yet. Leenock is still down 6 drones, and Impact might just go back into droning once he realizes, like, oh, okay, there's something else on the way.
Yeah, true that. He's been making pretty much nothing but drones back at home with a couple of lings on the way here. Just pretty much drones. Leenock knows that he's down in workers, or not down, but actually equal worker count right now, and wants to try and take that lead back. He still has that baneling tech, but again, once the spine crawlers get back up there and the queens get back into position, it's still a pretty tough nut to crack.
The layer's on the way. I'm sure Impact's going to be going into a Roach War and, like, not really going to play this Ling Baneling game. So eventually, Leenock's Ling Banelings are going to be just inferior. They might have some counterattack potential, sure, but it'll be all about those Roaches. So Leenock takes a fast third base, which makes sense for his position. Impact does so then that Roach Warren and Evolution Chamber. Like, we're going into a macro game, but Leenock, just a bit behind on drones from almost the get-go. So it does still feel better for Impact, but we'll see what his Lings can do.
Not much. Lings get cleaned up there from Leenock. The third is a lot easier for Leenock to hold because of that speed. And yeah, Impact's is spreading that creep going into Roach production. He's got it on the way, +1 on the way as well. So he's going to have a more powerful Roach army. Leenock's only just started his Evo Chamber and his Roach Warren.
He absolutely needs to go into. Yeah, grab it. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
All right,
Fancy
so he's
stuff.
styling a little bit.
Yeah, right. Looks like we have a bit war going on in chat. Thank you, N3A Power, for the 1,632 bits to take first place. And thank you, Finalius, for the tier 3 sub, 45 months.
And Quirky Esports with a prime sub as well, sneaking in there in the middle. I didn't miss you, Quirky Esports. I see you, baby, shaking that ass.
There you go.
Ryung. We've got Ryung's Impact. What a team name.
Yeah.
Going in for a look here with this overseer, seeing what's up. He's going to be pretty happy to see that the Roach Warren's a fair bit later and that the Lair is just finishing up now.
Yeah, so I think Impact knows he's still in a very good position, even though he's got like a little bit scary. Looks like he is going to be going for timing. He's got making nothing but roaches. He's going to have faster +1 and roach speed. This is timing out quite well with that, but I guess he does get supply blocked, so that's actually not so good. Leenock's also nothing but roaches, catching up with an army supply, but already ahead in drones. Impact kind of needs to engage with this, to actually go forth with this.
Well, timing confirmed because the Queens are coming. Mama's coming, and they brought a spine crawler with them. They didn't come empty-handed to this party. Oh my god.
It is scouted. And Leenock's already, I feel like, in a better position than he maybe should be. Like, if he had added 6 more drones at any point here, he himself to like a nice 55, he would have been in, well, maybe just instant death territory. But as is, he's very close to having a defender's advantage type of army supply, like enough with defender's advantage, even on a very small map, to maybe make this work. But he's got to deal with the spine crawler somehow.
I love what Leenock's doing here. He's pulling the roaches to the back. He also removed all the drones from the third base to try and keep them alive. As this is a stand where he may be able to fight, and he also may not. And that way he doesn't take critical damage here. But losing that third would certainly suck. Impact hasn't got a whole lot back at home on his, but Leenock is just trying to fight here. But with speed already being done for Impact, it's going to be hard for him to find any kind of favorable position like a concave or even being able to meet the roaches head on.
Yeah, just has to get the third out of the way, just give it up. The spine crawl, unfortunately, is being targeted. It's also saved with the transfuses, and Leenock, despite only being down 10 army supply, just is not going to be able to, well, maybe? I don't think he's going to be able to deal with this. The spine crawl is still going to root, and even though the upgrades have finished up here, it seems like there's too much stuff for Impact.
It certainly does look that way. He's got more, yep, that spine crawler is turned down by the Ravager shots. The Queens still have almost a transfuse on them. Maybe if another handful of roaches can pop out here.
Yeah, well, Impact's actually...
I feel like if he was really, really worried, he'd pull some drones here.
Yeah, Impact's not reinforcing. He's going for more drones, now has taken the drone lead, and he has a third base lead. So even though he doesn't kill Leenock right then and there, he is going to take a substantial lead of the game. Now he has to worry about the counter, sure, but he's building more roaches. So I think he's successfully taken the lead, taking a good lead.
He certainly has. Now, one thing that Leenock's got going for him is he has got that +2 on the start. As I say that, doesn't even matter. Impact's actually made so many roaches. I nearly said a shitload, but let's just say a shitload of roaches. Tons of them are out here for Impact. And even if Leenock tried to go for any kind of counterattack, he is not cracking Impact's line of defense. That is just too many Zerg units.
Yeah, Leenock's...
See a position for Leenock that's like favorable above Impact.
Oof, even getting contaminated there. I guess his only choice is to go into Tunneling Claws, hope to get some damage down, and that's exactly what he does. As he was just, it's a numbers game now, as he is just heavily behind in those numbers. Down 6 drones, still down 20 army supply. Tunneling Claws might bring him back, but it's still an upgrade you gotta wait for, and Impact might already be thinking about the follow-up push.
Does Tunneling Claws make you win engagements though? Like, he roaches heal really fast, you can harass a lot, but does it actually make you win fights? I don't know.
Not so much. Not so much. It's more like I hope Impact waits till he's maxed out to push again. And then maybe I get the roaches in position perfectly timed. But he's not waiting for that. He's already up 40 army supply. He's just going to go for it.
Why not? He has those numbers like you mentioned. And he has that concave as well with even more Ravagers as well. Triple the Ravager count here for Impact. And he just crushes through. GG. Gets game number 1 there in a pretty dominant fashion. Didn't see a position in that game where Leenock would actually win. Like, he was never ahead, I don't think.
So I gotta get this out just because I thought it was so cool about how perfectly dumb that spine crawler was, because I didn't get the cast. Like, the spine crawler, whatever, for soaking more hits than a regular roach. Okay, cool. It was so disappointing though that he gets it, he roots it, he drags it all the way across the map, and it wastes its 2 attacks on a queen. The thing that would take the least amount of damage from it. But it did soak up corrosive bows, which is cool. I really like, that was such a nuanced move. But also, to adjust some things really quick, Maynard, you know those changes I had you do to your mic earlier?
God damn.
Would you mind not undoing them, but just turning it up again ever so slightly, and they're gonna bring both of you down overall, and I think that'll even it out better from what the stream was saying.
I've turned it up ever so slightly.
Ever so slightly, all right.
The gentlest of touches.
I am just balancing this out best I can. I know it's not going to be perfect because this doesn't normally properly accommodate 3 people. Usually it's 1-on-1, so it's easy peasy, but it's a little bit more of a juggle with 3 people around. Anyways, going back to muting myself as we hop into game 2. Take it away, folks. We'll see you on Catalyst.
Welcome back, everyone. We are getting into game number 2 between these 2 amazing Zerg players. In the bottom right, as the blue Zerg, he is Leenock. He's down 1.
And then top left, the red Zerg, and he's up 1. This is Impact. This kid's been really on fire in the online tournaments lately. I hope he can translate that into a nice big fat LAN win at some point. Because he's not really had one of those yet. But goddamn, has he been impressive on those online tournaments. The Lima League, BTSL qualifiers. He has just been really taking names, like big names down. Actually, in a Ballistics Brawl, made it all the way to the grand final against Zest as well. Yeah. It's impressive.
Yeah, he's really been performing quite well in Ballistics. So pretty awesome to see, as he's always been kind of a question mark. Sometimes he'll be the best player in practice, and everyone will say he's really good, and sometimes he'll win something. But I mean, a lot of people, myself included, argue like how important or how much like fame or whatever you want to say, like you get from winning a VSL. It wasn't a lot, so it's kind of a forgotten championship for this guy. But
yeah. I feel like if Zeph and I didn't cast that, I would have forgotten it as well, to be honest.
There you go. By the way, thank you, OG Mr. Grumpy Gills, the Twitch Prime sub. I think we got that one.
Oh, I hope he's not too grumpy. That's a funny name.
I know, right?
Yeah. Don't be grumpy. StarCraft's happening. We got 3 great players. We got 4 great players, 3 great casters, 1 great game. What can you be upset about?
That's a good point. So both these players open up with standard stuff. I said Impact was aggressive, like 5 out of 7 games he played in his ZvZ that I last saw him, but choosing not to do so here doesn't mean that I guess there won't be more aggression later on.
Yeah, quite possible, quite possible. More drones popping out for Leenock here. He's been a very greedy boy. As he gets his speed. And also just to mention real quick, as these drones get pumped out of Leenock's hatcheries, the winner of this series each of these series is a big deal. The winner gets flown to Korea. That is a massive deal here. So big money on the line. It's a big money tournament. A lot of it thanks to you guys out there in the community that have flown to Canada. Yes.
Flown to Korea, and I'm like, well, what's the point of that? Already in Korea.
Is that what I said?
I'm
going to chalk that out to 11 p.m. I've been up since 8 a.m. this morning. That's my bad. But yes, flown to the other country, to Canada.
Yes.
Not unlike Zombie Grub and myself.
Yes, so I'll be attending the live finals May 17th and 18th, I believe. Friday, 18th, 19th. Okay, I was close. Friday and Saturday of that weekend anyways.
Damn.
And whoever wins this will be flown out as well to, of course, participate and perhaps win the entire thing. We'll have to see who it is first. We've got the ZvZ and then a PvP after this.
That's right. Whew. Good old stats and error. All right, so we've got the two links of Impact coming in the main here. Getting a nice juicy scout, seeing that there's, well, I mean, he has a lack of things to be seen, which is also information, so it's all mattering here. Anytime you can remove assumptions out of StarCraft and get facts instead is always nice. We see Impact locking things down back at home, so it's going to keep Leenock guessing a little bit here.
But here's the trick, though, right? Like, you don't really need to start speed if you're going to go for roaches like this. So the whole point is that you have this very safe wall, you get a faster layer, everything's good. Yeah, he's being very tricky. He's getting speed. He's also getting +1 melee. Second evolution chamber is not usually used. So this all looks like above board, right? Like, this all looks normal. But it looks like Impact is actually going to, like, invest in roaches, but his perhaps follow-up with lings is just going to be more important than usually what you give credit to as you know, Leenock going to be the defender here.
This is a cool attack that I haven't actually seen before. The roach is going to come out first. Lings will come out afterwards. Otherwise, the +1 attack doesn't make sense. Did he cancel it? He did.
Yeah,
wow.
he did cancel it. So I guess he's figuring that, like, it's not quite worth it. Maybe he didn't time it quite right. So he's gonna still have speed, and he's gonna be able to reinforce the push faster than anticipated. You know, you don't have to get speed when you do this, but no +1 here.
Well, a lot of Ling Bane here for Leenock as his Roach Warren is not done yet. He's making emergency spine crawlers here, but they're a little bit late to the party. Impact could potentially get some damage done here.
Oh, Impact should be up against a wall, I feel. This is a little bit scary. These little Lings.
Ooh, yeah. Okay. Little Ling Longs want to go for surround there. Only a few Banelings, but they can't get the splash damage on there. Some Lings coming in from the river here for Impact to help out, but the Banelings can get rid of those. They're looking for a juicier connection, looking for the middle of the pack.
Oh, nice split.
Yeah, must have a Terran ult account.
That was really good control from Impact to avoid the Banelings for the most part with the Lings, then also split as soon as the Lings were in lower numbers, so that the split didn't end up hurting them more than helping. Like, that was some good control, and Leenock here he's starting to kind of flounder a little bit. You know, he's definitely depending on these 2 spine crawlers, but also 10 more roaches on the way.
As roaches hatch there, and when those spine crawlers burrow, that Impact has to leave. I feel really, I know, you know, you and Rifkin like to say root. I don't like saying that as an Australian, for the Australians will understand. But the roaches and the Lings are scuffling a little bit here around the spine crawlers, but they're pulling back. Yeah, it's not really a way for him to do more damage here at this moment with Leenock locking things down so hard. Splitting the spine crawlers up as well. I like this, actually. Putting one towards the natural and towards the third.
That's a nice move. That's a very nice move, but, like, Impact is playing some really awesome control games, I want to say, of ZvZ. ZvZ's always been about, like, can I make my opponent do the wrong thing while I do the right thing? Like, am I droning when he's making an army but not attacking? Am I attacking when he's droning? Like, it's so much about that, but you don't usually see it to such a heavy degree, I feel, is what Impact's been doing lately. I'm not saying that he's a ZvZ god, he's a master of ZvZ, he's playing like a, you know, 4 dimensions, whatever, but he is playing in a really cool style. He's doing some tricky things, he's really trying to catch his opponents off guard, but then with the backbone of macro, you know, even if he doesn't quite kill Leenock, he still managed to get a lead because his third base was faster, and he droned heavier during the attack. Of course, knocked about these 2 spine crawlers, like, all of that together, and Impact's looking quite good still.
Yeah, he's got Leenock sort of playing a little scared right now. He's like expecting something. He's just got his units spread. He just looks like he's pounced, ready for an attack of some kind. But Impact's just droning like a madman here. He's got some Lings on the outside on the off chance that there is like a greedy hatchery or an opening of some description. But he just needs to, even if he just sits back, he's going to be in a lovely spot. He has all those drones. He's had that base for a little bit longer. Oop, trying for the snipes. Nearly.
It's close enough. I'd give that an impressive, like, 7 out of 10.
Wow, that's a big score for a not hit Overlord Overseer.
It was a long, like, he had to really predict it from a long ways away, all right?
And so Overseer's like, come on, boys. Bile me. You know you want it. Bile me one time.
Impact's going to have an upgrade lead for quite a while, with +2 being much later.
Oh.
Yo, I'm gonna mute myself for this stream for this really important revelation. You know that thing where, like, bodybuilders look like they got a tiny person piloting a really big person?
Yes.
That's like Ravagers when you see their heads. If they spin around, you'll see what I'm talking about. They're so tiny.
They got tiny little heads, really?
Facing the wrong way. Any Ravagers over here? I was just looking at this, and now they're all looking the wrong way.
Oh, yeah.
You know what you're talking about?
They're all just showing off their butts,
God damn
dude.
it, quit showing your asses!
There we go. Oh, wow. They do have tiny little heads.
Ooh. Ooh. Impact knows what's up.
Leenock's lost this series.
Yeah. It's game over.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember. Did we shout out Lazy Toro? Thank you for that.
I think we have. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for that Twitch Prime sub. Even
This is pretty nice.
Yeah, like seriously, Impact's just doing all the right things, it feels, lately. Just really impressive. Getting any type of slight edge, including contamination with an Overseer that's also successfully baited out 6 Corrosive Biles, 9 Corrosive Biles. If there was ammo in StarCraft 2, this Overseer would be a hero, but there's not. It's just a cool factor.
Imagine if Ravages had ammo and Ghosts had ammo and shit like that. That'd be amazing. What a terrible game this would be. The plus 2 attack's going to be a lot earlier for Impact as well, so a little bit rough for Leenock as he is also down in that army supply. When plus 2 kicks in, this is going to get a little dicey.
Oh, dude, the Impact just contaminated that so that's even. That's so good. Oh, boy. Oh my god, he's getting dragged in here.
What? Are you drinking a hot chocolate or something, or are you just really impressed with Impact's
I'm really impressed with Impact.
Yeah, okay.
Why do I really like hot chocolate? Is it like the sound everyone makes when they drink hot chocolate? Just like,
Yeah, it's like,
good stuff.
They got the milky goodness in their mouth, you know? Anyway.
I bet they do.
That's an incredible run by, considering the Ling investment for 10 drones. Damn, Impact. Damn. It's Lurker Den on the way back here. It's probably the hugest tech in ZvZ. If you get that up and the other guy doesn't, the other guy is very likely dead.
Oh, perfect. Impact, of course, saw the graphical upgrade, so he's building a bunch of spine crawlers, also building a bunch of overseers. Now you can put them in surveillance mode. There's no, F2 problem of suddenly having 7 overseers in your main army. Like, this is a great way to deal with tumbling claws. I'm gonna be honest, I'm glad I don't play Zerg very often because I absolutely cannot tell. I just be like, is that a skin? It's probably a skin, and then I die. I love it. It's actually better that that's actually how it's spelled, right? Or is it?
I think so.
Oh,
I don't know. I do the emotes so many times. I feel like I got this.
It's better if it's just misspelled. I think it works even better.
I pronounce it every time I read the word out in my head as well. All these roaches coming in from the right-hand side. Plenty of spine calls, though. Impact's able to reinforce, and he also has a massive army to meet this big push from Leenock. Whoa! Dodging biles on both fronts.
Impact is not guaranteed to take a fantastic fight here, but he does have that +1 carapace, so he should be taking the best fight. He also just has more roaches with so many being used over at the 4th base. Those spine crawlers are they're in like a perfect number to buy enough time. They didn't kill all the roaches, but they bought enough time.
All the roaches aren't moving as well, so they eat a ton of biles, and he has those overseers, so they can't run, they can't hide, they go down. They only get 4 drones. Impact used like 8 lings to get 10. Ooh, those are good biles, though, for Leenock. All right.
Okay, for whatever reason, the call just ended. Same. Alright, I guess I'll just cast this one out real quick. Sorry about that, guys. We'll get this sorted in a sec. As audio did drop, although if they are going to back away for a sec, I can maybe do this. You're going to hear a really annoying sound, though, in a second once this fixes, guys. I'll just actually mute that straight up for a moment. So, sorry about that. We'll get it fixed and sorted in a minute. I don't know why that went for an accent, but Roach is giving some chase. And the Hydras, of course, are a lot of extra damage, but they're kind of exposed on the backside. Also, I think we got them both coming back, so I'll mute this in just a second as the Roaches continue to try and clean this up. And pass back to the other casters. What's up, boys?
I'm not a boy.
How do you feel about that one, Zombie Grove? How's that for an intro?
What's up, lads?
No, I'm not a boy. Rifkin, no.
Big girl.
Splits there from Impacts, keeping alive. He's got those Hydras at the back with that extra DPS. I really like having Hydras in my army when I'm going Road Ravager against a guy that's just got Road Ravager. You know what I'm saying? That DPS is not too bloody bad. They got that extra range as well.
Leenock is struggling, but managing to find a way to stay in this game, sweeping down 30 army supply. He's on his own Hydras, trying to get to the Lurker Den, but Trying to lose out on both sides, maybe? No, I think he's got this one. High ground, spine crawler.
Does he though? Yeah, he does. Looks pretty good. Oh, the files.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Impact's not looking at the Zami on the right. I think he's just on the A move here.
Well, this has bought a lot of time. Leenock's even pushing forward with the left side of the army, trying to take advantages where he can find them, but he's got to be careful. Like, Impact is he's no slouch. He's not, without money, so he's reinforcing, and Leenock realizes how much of a mistake that was. He doesn't actually have any upgrades on his Hydras, by the way. He doesn't have speed on them or range, so they're just going to die.
Oh, God. They're going to get caught. Yeah, caught by the reinforcements here with these roaches. Leenock's going to go for one last stand here, but I think it's going to be the last stand. There is overwhelming supply advantages here for Impact. I think Leenock's going to have to tap out in a second, and Impact's very much on the precipice here of taking a 2-0 lead.
Even Overload's going down. It's going to supply block Leenock. If these 3 go down, that's actually supply block. Pretty sure. But Leenock might just tap out before then. Played a hard-fought game from the get-go, really, but not enough to keep up with Impact.
Yeah, he kills 2 drones. He kills 10 drones, but who cares? There's this army here that he can't stop. Does he have any overseers of his army? He doesn't look like he does. This Burrow stuff's a little annoying, but still, he just can't stymie the flow of Impact. It's just too much.
So, it has been so long since we used this program, I forgot that unless you pay the premium, you can't do groups for more than a limited amount of time. So with this restart and the refresh, we should be good for the rest of the series, because ZombiGrub's not staying around all day. But that was, sorry for that awkwardness, guys. We just totally forgot to compensate. It's been so long.
Yeah.
But luckily, this ain't no NASL production. I picked that shit up the second it dropped, and we got these guys back online, and gal. We should be good for the rest of this. Sorry for the hiccup. At any rate, we'll be getting to the next game here shortly, but we are going to go to an ad break. This will also give me some time to double check, make sure the audios are still all in place. So thank you guys for watching. Stick around for more as we get into game 3 when we get back.
Hi, everyone. Yeah. Hello. Hi, guys.
Hi.
BTSL Korea Asian playoffs. Yeah. Casa Chicken. We did it. I lost, apparently. In the bottom right here. Red Zerg, he's in a spot of bother right now. This is Leenock.
In the top left, looking dominant, it is the orange Zerg Impact.
He's looking not bloody bad.
Not bloody bad.
Not bloody bad at all.
Yes, quite. We had a resub, Bradford Oddfellow. Quite. The 14-month resub. Thank you very much.
It's a very UK name.
Yes. It's very English.
Yes, Mr. Oddfellow.
I'm sure that's what he was going for.
I'm sure. And if it wasn't, don't correct us. We like to live in our fantasy world that we create for ourselves. Thank you.
Okay.
Yep. Wow, completely gasless here from Impact. Just going for a very fast 3 hatchery build.
Yeah, it's also coolest.
This is bold.
Yeah. It's bald, so you need a guy from the room.
BOLD. Bold strategy, Cotton. See how it pays off.
Have you seen Disaster Artist?
I have, yeah.
Yeah. I watched that in the airplane. It was pretty good. James Franco is very spot on.
I was going to say the highlight is definitely James Franco's performance. I gave that movie probably a 7, I'd say.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, it wasn't like laughing all over the place, but it was actually a well-directed movie. Like, it was funny occasionally. The best part was when they spliced together the room with the Disaster Artist. That was pretty good. Having never seen The Room, I feel like that was perfect for me, because then I just saw all the highlights.
Oh, I saw The Room before I met Mark Alberts, and he probably regrets that.
Well, now I really truly understand the hi, Mark. So.
Oh, you know now? Yeah, there it is. We're on the same page.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, Impact goes for the 3 hatcher pool. Does grab a gas. It's not like playing stupidly, insanely greedy when you just you go for a Roach Warren.
He's not being dumb. He's taking an educated risk.
Yeah, I don't know if there is any Zerg player that would also build 2 gases, but a Roach Warren, and then also just say that their base is probably fine. It's just not going to happen. You need Speedlings. You might even need Banelings, which he's going to be able to get here. Leenock has been going for Banelings every single game. Sometimes it's been a problem, like he shouldn't have gotten it, ended up being a waste, and sometimes it was just fine. But it is something to note that Impact will have to deal with this, and Leenock isn't going to be too happy about letting him get away with a third hatchery and letting him drone as well. So he wants to do something to at least stop the droning that's been going on. Impact's already up by 4. Leenock's starting to catch up.
And yeah, now that Impact's got the drone count that he wants, he's just going to make a ton of lings now. And even though he's not going to have speed for a little while here, he's going to try and delay these speed lings of Leenock so that he can actually make more of a defensive position or even just clean these lings up. So he really doesn't want to have to lose that third base to this speed ling count of Leenock. Did manage to get the spine crawler up, so that's a big deal.
It is a big deal. Now this should be good enough, but actually letting the lings by might grab a couple of drones in the main because the queens are all on the front lines. And this is an unfortunate mistake. Ooh, only lost 2. He should have lost 4.
Yeah. He should have. But Impact doesn't listen to your rules, zombie grub.
Apparently not. That was some fancy micro. Like, Leenock really wants the drone, too. He's not going to get it. He's not going to get it. He's going to get it. Oh, he gets it.
No, he gets it.
And he gets the 4. There we go.
All right,
took a little while.
It's supposed to be 4 all along.
Yeah. Called it.
All right, so Leenock gets cleaned up, and now Impact has the opening for a big counterattack. Call this one, zombie grub. How does this end?
Well, we're not watching the actual fight. I think Impact just took a couple banelings to the face.
No, right now.
I think that Impact does 8 drones worth of damage.
Okay.
Ah!
I'm not even casting right now. I'm just ready to see if something goes right.
I was so close to being right.
Still one baneling still alive? Nah, Leenock holds.
Damn.
So it turns out 0 is not 8. Alright, 1. He gets 1. There we go.
With how many banelings are rolling in there, okay? It was a pretty good guess.
Except that it wasn't though. But anyway, so Leenock takes a really good trade. And he can now go for a counter. He has that extra army supply. All of the banelings are gone for Impact. His attacking force is completely gone. He's in another position where he just has to mass lings and hope for the best. These spine crawlers. Nice.
Oh, God. Okay. Yeah, Leenock's going to have a nasty attack coming in here, but Impact's starting to prepare. Banelings are done, and Queen's still out in front. He's trying to snipe these banelings as they come in. Actually do exactly that.
Yeah, he still has a few banelings left over here for the rest of these lings. He's going to try and trade the banelings as well as possible. The queens are going to help out a lot. They're broken up into 2 groups here, so easier for the queens to pick them off. Counterattack here at the 3rd. Nearly kills a queen. If he micros the lings, he might be able to pick her off in the end.
They're trying to grab quite a few drones. I mean, Leenock is committing a lot to this, so he really needs to do this.
He gets 10 drones. Sets him closer to the worker count of Impact. You see, he's still down here, even after all that damage. It's amazing.
Well, Impact had drone and gotten a roach warren, and Leenock just threw lings at him and hoped that it would work. So it worked to a degree. If Leenock had been droning in the last 10 seconds, he probably is caught up, but still behind in the roach game.
This is so heartbreaking. 3 banelings, no support. Just gonna get pulled down one piece at a time.
Yeah. Impact has a run by going in the main base. Gonna be good scouting information. Not gonna try and hide the lings, looks like.
But he sees the roach warren, sees lack of lair. It's all important information here. I mean, it'd be tough for Leenock to afford all that stuff. But yeah.
So a lot of overlords on the way. He was supply blocked, so trying to fix that, remedy that, and then maybe build a ton of roaches. Now goes for drones. Yeah. He does need to catch up. I mean, he managed to bridge the gap a little, but has fallen behind again. Now by 15 now. Gonna be starting to catch up, but Impact just looks so good in the ZvZ matchup. I mean, I don't want to say that he's so far ahead that he's winning the game, but he's come out ahead in every one of these trades.
He certainly has. And also to give you guys some backstage knowledge, it's really fun because Rifkin is muted to you guys, but every time a baneling goes near a cluster of lings, he goes, eee. So that's cool. So I'll let you guys know.
Sick.
Sling comes in, sees that 3rd again. Gets a little bit of assay of that like that defensive setup here. Just the one spine crawler. Maybe it's breakable, maybe not. Leenock's looking for an opening here and hasn't quite found it yet.
Not gonna find it. Impact is gonna start running away with this game if Leenock can't really truly catch up. I mean, he's constantly almost catching up to the drone count and then falling just a little bit behind. You give that over a minute here, and Impact just is gonna have more roaches at the end of the day. But not quite investing in all of his bank, actually saving a ton of money right now. It just doesn't have the larva, I suppose, and in some cases doesn't have the gas. As he puts it into a Spire. Oh.
Spire. Oh my goodness. Saucy. Impact's done so many interesting things in this game. I mean, started off with a 3 hatch before getting a pull. Now going for Spire here on the back of a Roach War. Could make the difference. I mean, I've seen a Spire play really come in clutch in this kind of battle before. Like just catching the other Zerg with their pants down. Like they're not ready for it. They just take, they slowly lose their army over time.
Yeah. I just...
It is still a huge risk.
Exactly. I'm surprised that Impact goes for it. If he had put everything into roaches, maybe he got a gas a bit faster as well, so he was more level with his minerals and gas. Like that 900, 300 bank, whatever he had, would have been so many, like such a big roach lead in his favor. But I guess with the size of the map, it's not like he would be able to move across, perhaps. At the same time, Leenock was at his weakest point. I guess you could argue that. The Spire is going to be able to complete. And that was the worst part about this. Like, what if Leenock pushed into him and didn't quite have enough? But he had enough, and the Spire finishes. And now he's going to make like 6 mutas, I guess. Doesn't quite have the gas and minerals for it, but eventually.
No, like you mentioned, you were concerned about his roach count. He actually didn't bang that gas. He made a ton of roaches, so he has that massive army. It's the same army size as Leenock, but 5 of those units are going to be in the sky here, and it's going to be really annoying for Leenock to deal with. He obviously doesn't know about the Spire. His overlords are sort of on the perimeter here of Impact's infrastructure, not anywhere deeper. There's not, flying in overseers every now and then to keep him honest. He has one out on the outside here, but he's not sending it in.
That's a lot of drones for Impact. Up to 70? Yeah, 70. Mutas are a surprise. Leenock, unfortunately, caught in the middle of the map, is going to take a ton of damage. Now, Leenock also reveals that he has Banelings as his kind of second unit of choice. And these are going to be able to be picked off. Even just a few here. Oh, whoopsie. What? Quit.
You got to do the dishes, mate. It's cleaning to do. Come on.
Yeah. I'd say picking off a lot. Like, he could have picked off more than that for sure, but that's a pretty good concave.
And not a bad control there on those roaches either, avoiding a lot of damage on those Banelings. Oh my god, Impact! He's so good at this game!
Well, that's it then, 3-0.
3-0 Impact. Nice. If you aren't convinced that Impact is incredible and a real contender for like one of the best Zergs at the moment in all of StarCraft 2, surely by now, you guys that watch this channel on the regular, surely by now, you've been convinced. Surely.
I'm just super stoked because this means Impact is going to be one of the folks coming to Canada. Now, I should note real quick, guys, players, we wrote this in really early. They are totally allowed to refuse the trip if they'd rather just take the cash, and then we will move on to host like another match later to determine who would get that flight money out of like, say, 3rd and 4th or something. But for the moment, we assume and expect it to be Impact. And I'm really excited for this because Impact is such a good player, and there's just so much money for him to possibly win. I mean, at the moment, the BTSL officially has a $6,000 prize pool, unofficially a $7,000 prize pool because of the extra money that came in post-drama debacle. But yeah, there's gonna be a lot for grabs at this event. I'm really excited that Impact will be hopefully one of the players joining us. But Zombie Grub, I guess thank you for joining in for as much as you could today. I guess are you taking off now then, or?
I mean, I could. I don't have to.
Oh, did your appointment get moved back, or?
No, I don't have to leave for another like half an hour.
Okay. That series was really quick, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe we join in. We'll play around for a couple one of these ones. But guys, we're gonna get into hero versus stats. Sorry, I was getting ready to like segue her shoutouts, but if you're able to stick around, by all means, please do. But hero versus stats will be the other best of 5. After this will be a best of 7, and that will conclude the day. So it won't really be a super long cast today, but it's a really important one because it determines who actually goes to the offline finals. And again, there's a little bit of cash on the line for these guys to pocket just for placements today, but I think the big deal is getting that flight assistance to come out for a chance to compete for like that 7, 6, whatever $1,000 prize pool it ends up being. If you guys want to help us out with this, though, you can. We talked about this in chat a little bit earlier, but there's no more promo codes. We've burned through literally 1,000 promo codes. You guys are fucking amazing. However, we still have a lot of these sponsored links you can click. If you haven't seen it, Oh, always risky clicks with the display capture, Rifkin. Boom, got it. If you go to Matcherino, right, you sign in at the top right, you guys know the deal. You scroll down, there's these links. And there's like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, close to like $5 you can add to this tournament to help us get things like a second NA player flown out and stuff like that. Just by clicking these links. You don't have to actually invest in anything here. Like once you go to People Images, you don't have to go buy anything there. Just click the link and it adds 25 cents. Click the link to Woodwatches, it adds 50 cents. And these are all the sponsors of the event. So we're not sending you anywhere malicious. These are the people bringing you StarCraft. So by all means, please check them out. We also have really lousy t-shirts. We got coffee. We got our posters for sale still. So be sure to check all this stuff out, guys, while you're there. But most importantly, those links, because they're free and they don't require you to give up any of your payment information or anything quite like that. But
it's actually super sick. I didn't even realize. I'm going to do that right now.
Nice. Good guy, Maynard. Yeah, like if you retweet a tweet and that tweet specifically advertises this tournament, like it's all good stuff. But at any rate, guys, we are going to go to commercials. I'm also going to play a video commercial from one of our sponsors, Ting. You guys know Ting, US phone service, yada, yada, yada. Wonderful people. While we get videos going here with Hero and Stats. So stick around and we'll be back in a little bit.